That's why women make better salespeople than men, is because of all these natural qualities that we possess.
Yeah.
And if we water them and we bring them out, then you will make and have beautiful conversations.
I think it's also easier for women to interchangeably go between masculine and feminine energy. For men, it's not so easy, especially if you do have a real masculine man. For them to sit in feminine and receive information, it's really difficult. And that's why women complain all the time. My man doesn't listen to me. Men never listen to me, blah, blah, blah. It's an energy. It's an energy.
They only hear what they want to hear, selective hearing.
Exactly.
What's up, She Sells girlies? Boy, do we have an episode for you. In this one, we discuss why women are better closers than men. Yes, it's controversial. We say what we say. We back it with stats. Give it a listen and let me know if you agree.
Oh my God, what are we talking about? Because I know there's something real freaking juicy in the pipeline.
Well, I'm just going to come out and say it. Women are better closers than men.
Ooh. Can I get that tattooed on me, please?
Let's explain why.
Okay.
And I really hate to make this like a women are better than men thing. It's not like that. It's just we are actually better, statistically, we are better closers than men.
Correct.
Because in today's modern sales process, people are craving connection. Hey, women do that. That's literally what we do. Amazing. Emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Just being understood. These are all traits that women have they're innate.
Exactly.
So that's why if we can tap into them and actually learn how to sell, we will outsell any male.
Every single day.
Every single day.
Mothering, nurturing nature, right?
Yep.
We always want what's best. We always want what's best for our client.
Yeah.
And that genuinely comes across. Whereas I used to listen to a lot of male calls, especially on some of my first accounts that I was on, and I was just like appalled at what I was hearing. It was like bulldozing technique.
Yeah.
Just pushing. Like someone's scared. They're not talking about the fear.
Where do you think the perception of sales actually originated from?
Correct. It's traditional male.
It is, yeah. It's
sleazy car salesman.
Most people have had a negative experience with a male salesperson.
Yeah.
Whether they've been steamrolled, whether they've been just talked over the top of, convinced.
Perfumed in the face, the shopping mall.
Yeah, told they look beautiful, but even more beautiful with this cream. Everyone's had so now we have this perception of sales that it's icky,
Correct.
it's manipulative, it's sleazy car salesman. That's honestly what a lot of people respond with when I ask them, when you hear the word sales, what comes to your mind immediately?
Yeah, but it can be though. That's the thing. It still can be.
Yep.
Not the way that we teach you.
Yeah. And I think women have been forced to fit into the mold.
Yeah.
The industry wasn't built for us, so we have to rebuild it.
Yeah.
Get so passionate about this. I'm just knocking my mic all over the place. Bow, bow, bow.
She's got New York energy.
Yeah, I got crazy hustle all the time.
Brought it in.
Yeah. So I want to open the discussion because there's a lot of when I initially talked about women being better than men at sales, I got a lot of as you can imagine, a lot of people
pushback.
Yeah. And
was it a lot of men?
Yeah. All the hate comes from men. Every single one.
Calm down, man. We're just trying to get a piece of the pie with ya.
Exactly. There's room for us all, buddy.
Yeah.
But we do. I mean, a prime example, and I have reviewed more sales calls than I'd like to admit.
Yeah.
And all the ones that are reviewed from men, I would always say to them, and I literally was the sales manager on an all male account.
Yeah.
Because they knew they needed that feminine.
Right.
They knew they needed more of that. And they would be asking the question, which we all love, do you feel like this could be the solution for you? Based on everything we discussed, do you feel like this is the answer?
Yeah.
The guys would be like, I guess it could. And the guy's like, great, let's talk about the price. And I'm like,
what?
How did you miss it? That bright pink elephant standing in the back of the room. How did you miss that?
What?
And they're like, what do you mean? He said, yeah. And I'm like, no, look at everything he did leading up to the yeah. Of course, they only hear the yeah. I'm not going to get into another situation where they can only hear the yeah. Yeah. But like that proves my point that like women have such a high emotional intelligence. We can pick up on the micro expressions. We can pick up on the nonverbal.
The body shifts.
Exactly. The energy even.
The micro expressions that we teach about, so important.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you saying versus what is your body telling me right now? I'm looking at your body and your energy.
Yeah.
I'm not
even listening to the words.
Yeah,
literally. It makes up 7% of communication, your words. 7%.
Wait. So I was trying to be like,
what did you say?
7%?
Yeah, 7%.
Yeah. See? What is it? It's not what you say, it's how
you say it.
Exactly.
Correct.
Right.
So it's one of those things that's innate in women is we're very, very good at reading behind the lines, reading in between the lines, picking up on things that, you know, are not necessarily spoken, but underneath that, it's like, I always love the iceberg analogy here because it's like and a lot of men on sales calls only ever experience the tip of the iceberg. They never, stop it.
Can I say it?
No.
It still counts if it's the tip. I just had to.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, it does. And like they still make sales.
That's what, no, it's true. And that blows me away.
Yeah.
But like sometimes I think, because not sometimes actually, when it's a bulldozing effect, it's when they're like ego to ego, like alpha to alpha. They're like, you're not going to fucking bitch it and say no, right? I've heard that before.
Oh my God.
And so men will pay. Will they show up properly and actually transform their lives? Usually not when they're sold like that. And so, yes, you're getting your commission, but like, God damn, you haven't serviced that person in front of you at all.
No,
at all.
They're in fear. They're just scared of you.
That's a horrible thing to be like, oh, I'm number one on the leaderboard, but every one of your clients is just fearful of you.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
It's awful. And it's not every single man. Let's preface that. It's not. Some men are
some amazing.
Amazing. But a lot of the calls that I have reviewed, there is that bulldozing. And it's kind of like, don't be a pussy. Like if the guy's like, I want to talk to my wife, I've literally heard someone be called a pussy. Like, are you going to be like, you're going to be a pussy? And the guy was like,
no, I'm not going to be a pussy.
No, I guess I'll sign up. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
No, that's wild. I shared this with the girls the other day and everyone's mouth dropped open. And I was like, I need to say this on the podcast. So I heard this male closing call and I'm not even joking. You know that standard like commitment question 1 to 10?
Yeah.
It's like the traditional way, right? It's the traditional way. I like the way Hormozy does it. It's different. But this guy's like, so on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being absolutely retarded and autistic. I'm not joking. Where are you sitting at? I'm not joking. I wish I was joking. I am not joking. And all of your mouths should be like what Brooke is right now. Jaw dropped to the floor. I paused there and I walked away and I was like, this is not happening.
That's just like,
that's disgusting.
It's politically incorrect.
It's just disgusting. How could you do that on a sales call? How could you make
that is manipulation at its
100%
finest because
100%.
No one wants to be number one when they describe it like that.
Yeah, but this guy actually thought he was amazing.
Oh, I would love you to tell me who that is. I'd love to publicly shame that kind of behavior because seriously,
horrible.
It's that is why She Sells exists because there was things in a sales script that I was made to say because it worked. It worked.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, what?
And did you ever test it and see that it didn't actually work though because you felt ingenuine?
Do you know how many times that I would get backlash for saying the thing?
Right.
Oh God, does your partner know you're on the call or is this a secret mission? I literally cringe when I hear myself saying that because I'm like, number one, if it's a secret, it's a connotation that it's bad. And number two, they're trying to be funny and it's just not. Every time I would say that because they would literally review my call and be like, why didn't you say that? And I'd be like, because I fucking hate it. But I'd say it under my breath and I would no certainty, no conviction. So people would be like, that was weird.
That shit? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't hide secrets from my husband. That's what I would get all the time. And I'd be like, of course you don't. Status lowered.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Status lowered because I said something that didn't feel authentically me.
Exactly. Yeah. You weren't leaning on your emotional intelligence as a woman. You were being bulldozed into a bulldozing script.
Do you know we've actually banned an account now because I was so rigid in their scripting, which was fully designed by a man. And there was things like, we won't go past this point until you actually commit to XYZ. Like that's the type of language that they were made to say, a woman made to say, this is the point of the call where you have to give me a commitment. Are you 100% in for this, or are we going to call it off here? It's the people are like, oh, I haven't even heard your program yet. Like, what is that? What am I committing to?
What's the value, and are you actually going to service my needs? Or am I just a dollar figure to you? That's how I would think if I was a client on that call. And I don't like feeling like that.
No.
Because then again, I'm walking away with a horrible experience of sales.
Exactly.
Horrible.
Just reinforcing that belief
Exactly.
and that perception of sales being icky,
Right.
which pushes women away from the industry, whereas
Such a shame.
we need to rebuild the industry with women in mind.
Exactly.
And especially in today's society, like connection is craved, that humanizing things where women can really hold space well.
Yeah.
And men are really leaning into understanding how to do that more because that doesn't come natural to them.
There is that loneliness epidemic, right? And so we're saying if we all want to belong, we all want to connect. How do you do that? Well, you do that by consciously being with your client, letting them talk, being there for their needs, loving them, not bulldozing them and asking them from 1 to 10, where are you fucking sitting? No one cares about that shit.
Just saying dollar figures above their head.
Really. And like with all the AI and shit that's coming out, like people are really, really consumer savvy these days.
Yes.
They are looking for genuine human connection. I keep saying this to our girls. The number one sales skill is genuine human connection. Be there in that moment with them.
Yeah.
Use your EQ. You have it. You know, I said to a guy, personal story the other day, I was like, you can buy me all the shit under the sun. Doesn't matter. You need to work on EQ. You know what he said?
What's
that?
EQ?
What's that? How the fuck are you running a 8-figure business and you don't know what EQ is? That scares me.
That scares me too.
But this is what I mean. It's actually really common. It's so common. Like, look at what happens to me in Dubai. Again, big entrepreneur, no EQ. Do you know what I mean? This is what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
So how do we even start? How do we even start changing the game?
By us having this conversation right now. That's
actually,
how we
that's true.
start. Like we just start by actually calling it out.
Yeah.
Calling out that it's a problem. Calling out that no one wants to be sold to like that. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you've made. I don't care what business you have. No one wants to be bulldozed into making a decision.
Yeah.
It needs to feel aligned. It needs to be a full body. Yes, this is going to help solve my problem.
I agree. And getting she sells on a bigger platform so people understand that sales can be service and sales can be beautiful.
Sales can be beautiful. Sales
Life-changing.
can be the vehicle to unlock everything you want in this world.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately, women tap out too soon.
What do you think that is?
Yeah. So there's a big burn and churn culture with women in sales because like for us, our emotional resilience is low. And look, I'm generalizing here, yes, but on average, like if you look at the stats, it's scary. It's alarming how many women come into sales and then leave. It's alarming when you look at how many women fill up sales management positions who actually even fill up remote sales positions. It's low.
Right.
And it's not because they don't know about it. It's because they try it and then they leave. And the only thing that I can think of is like resilience is not a personality trait.
Right.
It's a skill set too.
Yeah.
So every time you hear a no, rather than you taking that on and being like, I'm not good enough, or going back to those deep rooted beliefs that we have, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, they don't like me. We're starting to shrink ourselves to become more palatable and actually to get people to like us. So we start being nice, not kind, and then we don't get sales, and it steamrolls from there, right?
Do you think there's a direct correlation between as a woman having a high emotional intelligence and then having low emotional resistance? Because that's what I'm kind of thinking in my head right now. It could be. But for me, like having high emotional intelligence also comes with the skill set of having like clear energetic boundaries.
Yes.
Right? So you can be the most empathetic person in the world, but if you classify yourself as an empath and you go into a remote closing role, you will burn the fuck out.
Yeah.
So I don't say I'm an empath. I can now disassociate myself from someone else's feelings, but I can be very empathetic with them.
Yeah.
And so that maintains my emotional safety.
Yeah.
So I don't burn out.
Exactly.
And I've been doing this like you for years now. We're still going because we can.
Exactly. And you know what? By you feeling that, you're actually sending safety to your potential client too.
Nice.
So when it gets to the decision time and, where most women crumble is asking for things. That's very masculine.
The price.
Yep, exactly. So where you and I can step into our power because we're like, hey, we met you where you're at and now we want you to come to where we are.
Come to this empowered side.
The way that we say the price is just rooted in certainty.
Yeah.
And we're like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the thing. The price is the price, whatever. There's no attachment to the price. It's like, this is just what it is. And when we do that, they feel safe to say yes.
Yeah.
And that's something a woman can do so incredibly well.
100%. Because here's the difference. When a man says a price, what I find like terrible male closers, yeah?
Yep.
When they say the price, it's the price. So like, you're a pussy if you don't, yeah?
Yep.
When we say the price, it's a price is 20,000. Yeah.
Yep.
Price is 20K for something. Price is 20K. Your investment though, that's your 12 months from now future. That's you and your family going on holidays. That's you taking your girls to Disneyland. That's you buying your Cartier bracelet, yeah? Cost, exactly. Cost is what happens if you don't. And we say that all in the price, the way that we deliver that.
Exactly.
And that's why we get those yeses. I can make this work. Even if it's like a hard pill to swallow, they're going to swallow.
The resourcefulness. They literally in that state.
You give them water with the pill.
Yeah.
The guys are like, fuck you, here's the pill.
Yeah. Visa or MasterCard. Like right now. Let's pay. Let's go. And everyone's like, well, I'm still processing the price. Like,
No, you don't get time to
no,
process.
you don't need to process. Like we already went through that. Okay, I just have one question about what question? We went through that.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like that frustration. They're like, how dare you take up another minute of my time? I've done my job. Here's the price. Like, let's go.
Patience is a virtue.
Yeah.
Right? That's a saying for a reason.
Yeah.
Patience is a goddamn virtue. And I feel like women have that in spades.
Yes, and just let someone process.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to feel. See, this is an overcompensation, right? So, like, when you feel uncomfortable with something, so maybe you have an issue with the price because if you say the price and then immediately you follow with, but you know, like with that price, you get like this and that and this, and like it's so.
Stop over explaining, right?
The price is the price.
The price is the price.
10K.
That's it, right?
We can split it up. We can pay in full. What
Yeah.
sits best with you?
Yeah. That is the insecurity, the uncertainty, the holy shit, they're not going to do it from me now because I'm a woman. Maybe I don't feel as valuable as this product that I'm selling.
Yeah.
Deep traumas are going to be triggered in you. I see it all the time.
Exactly. And one thing that I like to do just to help shift your mindset or like your energy out of feminine into masculine, because asking for things is quite masculine. So when people have to ask for the clothes, it's not even necessarily the price. It's like, okay, so now I need to take your money. Like that's the bit that they crumble.
Yeah.
And so what I like to do is on my desk, I have something that reminds me of something that's beautiful and feminine. So for me, it's this pink fluffy pen.
Love that.
Yeah, I love it. And it's beautiful and feminine. And it helps when I look at it, I can literally get into
Soften.
Soften. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I have this like masculine bull that I got from Wall Street.
Wall Street, yeah.
On my desk too.
Love that.
And when I look at that, I can allow myself to anchor in masculine energy and get what I need, ask for what I want, be more direct. And that's just a really good strategy that you can implement immediately. And it might not happen straight away because you've got to tell yourself, you've got to train your mind,
You
right?
got to anchor it first.
Exactly. You've got to anchor it. So every time you find yourself being feminine, grab your pen.
Exactly.
Yep. And every time you're like, oh, that was good. That was very masculine of me. Look at the bull. Grab the bull. Like so that you can just literally look and be like, cool.
Yeah.
But
I love that.
Yeah, it's really cool. But that's why women make better salespeople than men, is because of all these natural qualities that we possess.
Yeah.
And if we water them and we bring them out, then you will make and have beautiful conversations.
I think it's also easier for women to interchangeably go between masculine and feminine energy. For men, it's not so easy, especially if you do have a real masculine man. For them to sit in feminine and receive information, it's really difficult. And that's why women complain at time all the time. My man doesn't listen to me. Men never listen to me, blah, blah, blah. It's an energy. It's an energy.
They only hear what they want to hear, selective hearing.
Exactly.
So, and this is honestly, when I review calls, I'm just like, you missed the fire. You followed the smoke. You followed the smoke. You missed the fire that was burning right in front of you.
Right. It's not selective hearing. It's selective energy. Okay.
So let's give, before we wrap this up, let's give the girlies and men
and the boys.
And the boys. Yeah, I was like, what do I say here? Some tips, because I know that we've been in the game for a long time, and one of the things that like weakens your emotional resilience is rejection. If you take it personally. So let's share stories. I want you to tell me about what happened just the other day and even today. and for you to still show up as you are. So tell us.
Yeah, because I don't care.
You love them. You love them.
It's true. I just want what's best for them, and I genuinely hope that I can get a hold of them at some point. They come back around because it would change their life. But fear just overtook their decision today, and that's okay. Do you know what I mean? But I know we'll be having this talk in about 6 to 12 months' time when they realize that nothing's changed. Just saying. So what happened last week was the same as today, basically. I got snaked, and that has not happened to me in a very long time. And so what that means for everyone out there is, you're going through payment or card details or banking details and it goes dark.
So you've had the potential client literally be like, yep, this is for me, let's go.
Oh, she was in the bank account. She read the BSB account details back to me, said, yeah, got my reference in, was going next, boom, everything went dark. I was like, hello? She's not there. Tried calling her, went straight to voicemail, snaked, blocked, everything. Cool. Yeah. I could have just taken that and like chucked my laptop in the pool and be like, fuck this, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is so shit. It always happens. No, it doesn't. Instead, I reframed like, okay, cool. That's not on me. Maybe my energy was so powerful that she struggled to say no to me and have fear.
Yeah.
Right. And say, hey, I'm being scared right now. Cause we went through a whole fear-based loop before. Right. And so what I can take from that is, all right, cool. Where can I improve on myself to make sure that I allow her more energetic space?
Yeah.
But also just walking away and being like, I've been in this game. If she's ready to change her life truly, I will be here. I'll be here and I will hold her hand and I'll always accept her back.
Yeah.
Right?
When you messaged me, do you know what? Okay, this is a testament to Tash because she didn't message me being like, oh my God, I just had this girl and she did this and like, fuck her. And like, nah. You know what she said? Hey, Brooke, this just happened. This girl is perfect for she sells. Would you be able to give her a call, get in her DMs, maybe send her a voice note because I know we can help her. Literally. Do you see how you made that more about her and nothing about you at all?
Always.
It was like, I'm here still holding the door open. You're not on the phone anymore, but the door's wide open.
She ain't in the doorway anymore. Help. Yeah. I'm like, she's perfect for the door.
You didn't let that feed your mindset that you're not good enough and you're not worthy and this isn't for you.
My ego's in the boot.
Exactly.
Right? But if you asked me that a few years ago when my ego was in the driver's seat, I would have been like, fuck her. She snaked me. Like, she's horrible. She's not a right fit anyway, blah, blah. Right?
I would cry.
Right.
I would burst into tears.
It used to happen to us a lot on one of the accounts.
Yep.
We used to get snaked a lot.
A lot. Yeah.
People had a problem saying no to us.
I know. And by the end, I used to be like, are you sure?
Right.
Like,
you don't need to do this. Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was genuinely confused when it happened today. I was like, oh, no. Like, the first instinct was, oh, her battery's dead.
Yeah.
That was my first instinct.
Yeah, great.
It was my first instinct was someone's stolen her laptop. I actually had a thought of, fuck, what if she was in a car accident?
Wow, see?
I went through this whole process, and now thinking of this consciously, I'm like, wow, I've changed so much.
So much growth.
So much.
And it's beautiful to see because I was the exact same.
Yeah.
I would, and you know, when so in full transparency, we just launched in the US, which is exciting. And I was on sales calls for the first little bit just to.
That was crazy.
I didn't make a single sale. I couldn't sell my own account. I couldn't sell my own offer. And I honestly, I didn't cry once.
Nope.
I didn't second guess anything. I didn't second guess my skill set because I knew it wasn't me.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. And so like when you actually understand that, you can have beautiful conversations and you can still move people and inspire in a way that feels good.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're not so attached to the outcome.
That's it, right? It's the detachment that like brings your success personally.
Yeah.
But it's just like, just be cool with it. Rejection is the thing that's going to be constant in your life.
Yeah.
Whether it's personal, business, health, whatever it is. Like, you're going to get rejected left, right, and center. So in the book that I just finished reading, The 4 Agreements, which I highly recommend, right?
Uh-huh.
One of the agreements is don't take things personally. Literally.
It's really hard.
It's really not about, it's so hard, but that's why it's such a great lesson. It's not about you.
It's not.
Work on your skill set, work on your self-awareness, but like, she didn't snake me because of me.
No.
She snaked me because of her own fear. Mm-hmm. That was it.
Yeah.
It's literally as simple as that.
Yeah. And these are all ways that you work on your emotional resilience.
Exactly.
If you want a career in sales, guys, it's not just skill set. It's 50% skill set, 50% inner work. You have to be doing the inner work, and that doesn't stop.
No.
So right now, wherever you are at in your sales journey, whether you're just starting She Sells or you're on an account already, actually analyze the conversations that you have with yourself. When you hear a no, when you get a no-show, when you get a cancel call, what is the belief that you're feeding? Is it going to move you forward? Is it going to keep you the same? Is it going to put you backwards?
Yeah. What's your attachment style to a rejection?
Because like resilience in itself, it's not a personality trait. It's a skill set. You got to do the work, just like you got to do the work to learn the skill set. You got to do the work to be resilient. So if you want to last in this industry, if you want a long serving sales career, you must be emotionally resilient.
Yeah. And that's the cool thing about a skill set is that you can sharpen that. You can work on that. That's it.
Yeah.
We weren't like popped out of the womb being like emotionally resilient.
I'm resilient. They're the opposite.
100%. We're vulnerable as hell.
Like kids develop resilience. Like they graze their knee the first time they bawl their eyes out.
Exactly.
It's like you, come on.
Come on.
Let's hold up. Anywho, that's where we'll leave it.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. Cheers, my love.
That's great.
To emotional resilience.
To emotional resilience and women being better than men as well.
Oh.
Said it.
Said it first.